Hi and welcome to this episode of Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the lands and airwaves of Naarm, where this conversation was recorded. Land which was never ceded. Land where communities came together to eat seasonally, locally and without exhausting resources. I pay my respects to the elders past and present and to any First Nations people listening today. Now, I love it when people get in touch with me and suggest chefs to talk to. Robert, a retired chef, got in touch with me and suggested Bottarga as a local gem with a solid chef. Chef Federico Bizzaro and his partner and wine expert Somi Paremanee opened Bottarga in 2021, and when I read more about the restaurant, I became increasingly fascinated. Dani Valent had a similar experience to me when someone suggested that she check it out, and she wrote glowing things in Good Food. Bottarga received a hat in the 2024 Australian Good Food Guide Awards and has just been featured in Wine Spectator's August issue alongside the world's top restaurants and distinguished Australian establishments. Federico says he doesn't really want to put a label on his food, but he's cooking what he and Somi like to eat. So his dishes represent his Italian background, Somi's Thai upbringing, and the Australian native ingredients from their new home. So you get dishes like the Ora King salmon caviar blini with calamansi, creme fraiche and wasabi leaf, or tiger prawn culurgiones with Thai coconut curry, abalone reduction, tigernut oil and sea grapes. I've been lucky enough to be invited to Bottarga for their wine dinner next week and I cannot wait. Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for your time.
That's okay, it's okay.
I came in here when it was curly whiskers, actually.
So you've been here before?
I've been to this venue, yeah.
Yeah, it was, we did a few changes as you can see.
Yeah. It's a really small space, isn't it?
It is indeed. We
Yeah.
are like 50 square meters.
Yeah, wow. And so how many seats is it?
So 18, but we do up to 40 people in a night, yeah.
Wow.
So we rotate 2/3 times.
Yeah.
And summertime we also do outside, so I think the maximum we did was almost 60 people in a night.
Gosh, that's so
But
much.
it's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
Because at the moment we have 2 courses, 3 courses, or 12 courses tasting menu. So we pump out quite a lot of food.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, we are 7-8 people working.
Okay, and all in there?
So 3 in the kitchen, 4 on the floor, or 5 on the floor. Depends if we have the outside or not.
Yeah, and how many nights a week are you open?
We do Tuesday to Saturday.
Yeah.
Then usually Sunday off. Monday we, all the delivery arrive. Today we didn't do pasta, but usually it's pasta day.
Mm.
So yeah, me and her, she's helping me with the pasta. We do all the
It's
prep.
okay, I'm just being doing
Yeah.
work here.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it, yeah.
We alternate. 1 week we do the pasta, the second week is paperwork, reorganizing. Try to always to keep up with the prep because it's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
So I heard about you through one of your diners who
Okay.
I just can't remember his name, but he messaged me, so it's not someone I know, but he just said you've got to talk to Federico because he said it's really amazing at Bottarga. And then I read Dani Valent's article where she really went into some detail about the whole concept. So so it's fusion, although people don't like that word. What do you call it, fusion?
Look, we still try to understand. We yes, fusion. I mean, like we do what we like at the end.
Yeah.
Right? We're not really labeled into Italian or fusion. It's actually we offer the food that we think is good. But anyway, she's Thai, so the background of the food is some Italian, some Thai, and obviously now we are very focused as well adding the native Australian ingredients.
Okay, yeah.
So because we try to connect all of the 3 culture at the same time. So since Dani Valent came, we actually started to add much more Australian inside into it.
Okay.
So we are constantly, let's say, developing, progressing our ideas of food.
So how often do you change the menu?
So menu, we have like a 60% that it became our fixed menu, and then we have a rest of 30-35% of the items that are constantly rotating. Some of them they're gonna change this week. So I mean, like usually between the season we do some changes. Obviously, like now it's truffle, so this week we added some truffle things. and then after gonna come spring, so okay, we're gonna have the asparagus and the peas coming up. But yeah, we like a good part of the menu remain fixed, and the rest is like constantly changing. We used to offer special, is not something that I'm really focused on that, so I just prefer like change the dishes and that's it.
And so let's talk a little bit more about the dishes, because I can see here that you've got nature citruses and herbs, and then you've got kalasumi and tobiko. So maybe talk me through how do you, I suppose you experiment, but how do you know what? And also you're a chef.
Yeah.
So how do you know which flavour is going to go together? Because you've kind of got those three strands of culture.
So as you say, like it's a lot of experiment in between. But we like to go out to eat a lot outside. So we tend like to try as much as possible restaurant, and try to get ideas from them. So see how they do the combination of the food and the flavors. A dish can also start on the menu, and then suddenly over a couple of weeks we're gonna change some garnishing or stuff if we realize that is actually not working. So even if it's on the menu, you come back like in a week or two, there might be something different because we realize, can we always be upgraded? I can take an example of the culurgiones at the moment with the curry. When Dani Valent came, there was a kelp soy gel, and then we realized, okay, the flavor is strong, but it's still missing something. So we changed the kelp soy with an abalone reduction, and then it's like, okay, the flavor is strong, everything is on point, but it's still missing something. And then 2 weeks ago, we added some sea grapes on the top, which is like give a lot of saltiness, and now the flavors is like boom. Wow. Now it might be like this, but maybe in a month we have some other ideas we're gonna try and add it on and even better. So even if we like find something and we think is good, there's always like a second thoughts, and even if it's on the menu and it's really working, we always consider what can we do to make it better.
Yeah. And are they things that do you have notebooks, do you write that down, or do you just remember all of that?
No, we write it down. everything is written down.
Yeah.
I always like, since my early stage of career, very focused on writing down every single recipe. I think it's a very good point, especially like because you work in so many environments, in so many venues, and you see so many little steps or like little tips that if you don't write it down, then it's very hard to remember everything. So sometimes you just go through, you read back the recipe and just like, okay, but if I do that, I mean, like it might be good, and maybe in your mind you completely forgot about that. And then writing is an essential part. Everything needs to be written down. As well, we very focus on being precise and consistent. So we try to scale everything, and everything needs to be exactly portioned. If you don't do that by recipe, every time it's gonna be a little different the taste.
Yeah.
So we try to be as consistent as possible.
Yeah. Is this the first venue you've owned?
Yeah. It's also my first time as a head chef.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The head chef, like before, I always worked as a sous chef, chef de partie. This one was it just happened. It was a particular time of the hospitality, so we opened the week after COVID. So we purchased the place during COVID.
Okay.
So a lot of people that were closing down. They were a bit scared away. They were not sure about what was going on with hospitality. We took advantage of the situation. We started with nothing. Literally, there was pretty much nothing inside. We didn't have much money, so all the cutlery, all the crockery from home, we just brought it here. And the situation was like a bit of funny, but I mean, like people at that particular time of the after COVID, they just wanted to hang out and have fun and meet up. So the first 6 months, doesn't matter what, we were busy, and the locals are very supportive, and step by step we continue to improve the venue until now. So it was like a bit of luck, a bit of coincidence, a bit of everything, but yeah, I mean, like at the end we make it happen.
Yeah. So then that growth in terms of your knowledge of business and being a head chef must have been really a steep curve.
Yeah, it was challenging time because you pass from just focusing on your own section or anyway check up the chef de parties or the commis chef about what they're doing, making a few roster and orders from everything else. Accounting, dealing with the supplier, every single thing. It was all new. Eventually, now it become it's part of the process. At the beginning, it was very stressful. You need to create the process. That was the main task, and that was really something that we were struggling at the beginning. And eventually now it's working, but it took a while, obviously, to create a whole system where everything is running smoothly.
Yeah. And where did it all start for you? Did you always know you wanted to be a chef?
No. So I always liked to cook, yes, but I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do. So I had a pretty good childhood in terms of food. So classic Italian family, so with the grandma's cooking. So on summertime during school holidays, you spend time with your grandma, and my grandfather used to have a little garden. So you go there with him in the morning, picking tomato, zucchini, beautiful times. Then you bring it home. Grandma was cooking all of this stuff. So I have beautiful memories about the summertime with him, with them, and the quality of the product. In terms of studying in Italy, so I studied to be a pilot. So I did aviation certificates and aviation school. My parents wanted me to become a pilot, so eventually 16 years old I was flying by myself.
Okay.
And doing my private license certificate. But that's not really something that I wanted to do. So as soon as I finished the high school, I said to them, I don't think I'm gonna be here. I don't think I'm gonna continue pursue this career. I just would like to travel a bit, understand what I want to do. So I picked randomly Australia. Decided to take 1 year by my working holiday visa to understand what I wanted to do. And I arrived in Australia. Obviously, I needed a job straight away because I came here with $500. So, and my parents were not really supporting with that. So they're like, "You want to take a whole year for yourself? Do it." But we wait you at home, but we're not really supporting on those.
Yeah.
Especially because you're on the other side of the world. Anyway, after 3 days, I found this little place in Baldwin, which was called Pure Italian. It was run by Carlo Sciarpa, and he was an Italian chef. And I went to him and look, I'm pretty desperate. I just need a job, doesn't matter what. Just let me, work in the kitchen. I don't care about the money. Just let me stay busy. I want to learn something. And eventually, I stayed there for 3 months. Almost 6 months. And from dishwasher, he let me start to cut the vegetables, to do some basic cooking. And I started to fall in love with that. So after the 6 months, I left Carlo and I started to work around. For the first 2 years in Australia, I worked all around in just normal venues, like casual Italians, because I didn't know much about English. So, staying with Italians, you don't really learn English. And until the point that I finished my second working holiday visa, applied for a student. I studied for 6 months English, and then I decided to apply at the William English to the culinary school, because I thought, okay, it's something that I kind of like, something that I want to pursue. I think I found myself. So from the moment that I started to study at William English, I actually started to look for better workplace. The first one, the most important one, I think, was Bistro Guillaume in Crown Casino. So I worked there for 1 year and something. It was pretty challenging. And after Bistro Guillaume, I moved to Vue de Monde. Vue de Monde was another challenging part. After that, I decided to take a little break from fine dining. It was kind of very exhausting experiences. So I just looked for something more casual, but still in a high level. And I found a place in Sosta Cucina in North Melbourne, where the team was amazing, and they were making a lot of fresh pasta, so I really fell in love with that. I had to say I'd found my spot. Eventually the chef left, so like the situation inside the kitchen changed. There was not the same environment, but he offered me to follow him in this winery, so I followed him. Obviously the winery was a bit out of Melbourne. It was a very good payment, but the food was a bit rough, so I was still like in the process that I really wanted to learn a lot, and I decided to keep that one as a full-time job, but also look for other part-times. So at the same time I was working at Matteo's and Scopri. So while I was making a good decent amount of money, I was still like had the possibility to learn and developing my skills. Then COVID hit, so eventually everything changed, and in between COVID I didn't want to stay at home, so I was looking for a job desperately. I found a job as a chef in aged care.
Oh.
So anyways, something different, but still learning about experience.
Yeah, so is that like very like cooking lots of
It was like
food, or?
it was very different because the aged care, everyone has their own dietary requirements.
Oh gosh, yes.
And then very strict about the temperature and sanitification wherever it is. It was something different. Anyway, something that you can add on your experience. Not really something I'm very into it, but at that time you needed to work. And then in between lockdowns, when the restrictions were easing, I was still working at the winery, Matteo's, Scopri, and also doing some casual Sundays between Rosetta and Rockwood, because my housemate at that time was the pastry chef of Rockwood. So they were like, there is a lot of working holiday. They left Australia, so they're short of staff. So I was able also to do some casual, and at that point I was like, I'm trying to gain as much experience as possible from any type of environment. Then suddenly, when it was the last part of the lockdown, it just happened that we found by advertisement this little place. It was very small. In the same time, I got my permanent residency, so my partner got the permanent residency as well because she was attached to my visa. And it was like, look, the investment is not much. It seems very reasonable. It's not so big, so why don't take the risk? So we end up in 24 hours come here, see the place, take the decision, and come back to put the deposit. A month after we did all of the work, the lockdown finished. The week after we opened. And then from then on is,
Wow. So is that 2 years, 3 years?
Now September is going to be 4.
4 years.
So September we started the year number 4. So we're almost at the end of our 3rd years.
And it sounds as though you've got a really loyal following. So are there regulars that come?
Yeah, we live with
Yeah.
regulars and neighbors. They're pretty supportive.
Yeah.
They support us from day one. Obviously, they see a lot of changes in between. We started as a Italian eatery, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because obviously we needed to make revenue. We needed to somehow survive. We were not sure about what we were doing.
Yeah.
We were just trying to understand what we wanted to be. And then after the first article came out from Cara Food and Wine, suddenly the restaurant became so busy. So we just become lunch and dinner, until the point that it was so busy that we actually have to focus on dinner only. And overall, we always try to improve the level of the food, the level of the service. And as I say, we always try to see with the perspective as a customer, what could we do better. So even we work with a lot of suppliers, but even if we have a good relationship, we always look for someone that he can deliver better. We don't stick on the same thing. We always try to see what can we improve in every single aspect. Yeah. It can be like the seating, it can be the toilets, it can be the food, it can be the wine list, every single thing. And that's why we eat as well a lot aside, to not compare, but to get ideas and to see what other restaurants do and how can we do to to improve us.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been like now in 12 years in the hospitality, because it's 12 years that I'm in Australia, and Somi as well has been almost 10 years. But as we didn't have before as a previous experience as a head chef or business owner as well, the same for her. It's a bit of a struggle. So it's constantly learning and developing, and
Do you still enjoy it?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
Yeah.
It's some days is up, some days is down, but we have to say, especially the last year, we've been pretty stable in terms of customer, and we're doing pretty good. So considering the situation around, we're very okay. We always say that our point of strength is what we thought will be our point of weakness, because when you come here, you see the place, you see, okay, it's very small, it's very tiny, it's cozy. You might not do a lot of turnover, but realistically, that's enough. Because if you consider right now the situation, when I was working the big names like Videmon or Bistro, you have a salary of 38 hours and then you work up to 80. Obviously, these things change, fortunately. You cannot do that anymore. So if you think now that you have a big restaurant, you obviously have to pay everyone by single hour. It's a lot of labor cost. Now, if you also add that rent has gone up crazy. Food cost has been probably double it in the last 3 years. Big venues, I think they struggle much more than small one. While for us, everything is very manageable. And overall, for the type of food and type of offering that we have, it's a reasonable revenue. And we can comfortably do a good business. So that's why we always strive to improve.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And as you say, it's a difficult time for a lot of people for many reasons, and it seems like it's still hard to get staff, and maybe hard to attract that younger generation into becoming chefs. Would you recommend it as a life choice and a career? What would you say to young people?
Well, look, we have now, for example, my assistant, she started before as a dishwasher. She's a tiger. She was on student visa. Now, from dishwasher, she moved in the kitchen with me. She's pretty much started to do all of the little steps. And she eventually now going to start in September to study at William English. So, the story goes on. For what my advice is an industry that you really need to be passionate. And you need to understand that it's going to require a lot of sacrifice in terms of weekends, holidays, long hour of work, and you can skip the part that at some stage you're gonna work for companies that even if you don't enjoy to work there, you need to do it at some stage for your resume or for your own experience. It's part of the process overall. It's something that you really need to like it. It's not a normal industry or a 9-to-5 job. If you like it, it's not heavy as a day of work. If you don't like it, it's probably not for you. You need to accept that it's most likely not like the other industries. That's how we say.
And what you like about it? Is it the creativity? Is it the hospitality side of making people happy? What aspect do you like of chef life?
I like the fact that how can I say? I like the fact that if they come here for a birthday or a special occasion, you can create a memorable experience. So somehow now, as a chef, but also as a business owner, I can create memories that are connected with me. So I think it's very important because somehow you become a part of a memory of someone else. And as well, you can create very good bond and connection with your customers. I think is for the community we're doing as well something good, and this is give me a sense of fulfillment. We came here and before opening we were no one is gonna have a one-night restaurant in Brighton, never happened, and we were look, at least we're gonna try. Reaching that point, and it gave us a lot of fulfillment also because the community really appreciate us when we got it We received flowers. They came here with a bottle of champagne. Congratulations.
Awesome.
So it was a good thing, being part of the community and being part of something. And overall, like being acknowledged and respected. So, I think is as a business owner, but as well as a chef. And being here, with little open view kitchen, come here, do a whole tasting, see people happy. Most of our customers now, when you come on Saturday night, you see it's birthday, wedding, anniversary, or special occasion, dates. So we know that we create something a bit unique. That makes me very proud, I would say. Yeah.
It's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Conversation with a Chef with Federico Bizzaro at Bottarga in Brighton. If you liked what you heard, you can jump on Instagram at Bottarga Melbourne, that's BOTTARGA Melbourne, to see all the delicious food. There's a lot of it. If you'd like to hear more stories from other chefs, I'm on Instagram at Conversation with a Chef. You can read the chat and become a subscriber at www.conversationwithachef.com. And of course, you can follow me on Apple and Spotify podcasts. I'd love it if you told a friend about the chats, because that is still the best way to get the stories out there. Once again, thanks so much for listening. Have a great day and bon appetit.